Hey guys, Kev here, and I have some knives to talk about. So these are new knives that have come into the channel recently that I haven't shown in videos yet, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. The first one here is the Vased Acorn. I think I unboxed some of these on a live stream, but I haven't done a video. And this one I really like. There's one thing I don't love, but other than that, I'm really digging this. You guys can get this thing for like $30 on Amazon. They had a discount going where I think it was literally $29.99. Now I think it's probably $39 retail on Amazon. But either way, I'll link it down below, whether it's on Amazon or Vasteed's store, wherever they have it in stock currently. But I'm really liking this thing. I've spent, I don't know, the last 5 days basically carrying it. I've interchanged it with the Pyrotech Kraken that I've had in and enjoyed quite a bit. And yeah, it's got this cool sort of, a revolver or bullet casing kind of pivot. It's got 14C, 28N, and for the price, I mean, fantastic. It's got some jimping up here. It's got a nice blade, just a simple drop point blade, decent geometry. It's pretty sharp. I've beat it up quite a bit. I've been cutting lots of cardboard, zip ties, just random stuff, opening boxes. We've been putting together a lot of furniture, and I had some tools come in and doing some projects, and it just using it for whatever a blade is needed for. And yeah, it's really good. It comes in black micarta, this green micarta, and was it like a blue, I think? Black, blue, and green, I believe. And then the blue one has a satin blade, and the black and the green have this black wash blade. And man, this thing is satisfying. It has such a good detent and action. It fires out of there. The one thing I was saying I don't love, it's basically just the angle, the hole for me sometimes. It's not the angle. How do I say it? I don't know. It's a small, slimmer hole, so I don't get a lot of my finger in there. And it has a strong detent, which is a positive. But sometimes it's like so strong that I can't get enough of it, and it almost like wants to rip my finger a little bit. Which, I'd be a hypocrite if I said I didn't like that in some sense. I usually like it where I can still rip it every time. Sometimes I just miss this one. But it's more of a nitpick because it's breaking in. I think it's more of a break-in thing. And it's obviously going to be different for, see how I missed that one there? It's going to be different for everybody. Some people, you're going to get one that's going to be more, dead on detent. Some people are going to get it. It's a little bit lighter. Some people are going to get it. It's going to be a little bit stronger. It's just the way it goes, right? I happen to get one that's pretty damn strong, which I normally love, and I do love. So it's just, I got to let it break in. But I will occasionally miss the flick, right? Same with the roll at the front. The thumb flick or the front flip is great, but this move I will miss sometimes because of the detent being so strong. But this might be the best front flip in the history of pocket knives. I don't know, man. It is so good to hit this corner and just pop it. As I slip, I just let go of the knife. It just fires so hard. I just love it. Normally, I would complain about the jimping not coming up and around. See how I missed it there? But for the most part, I've really had no issue hitting it. So, yeah, sure, I could still give it that gripe. But that front flipper is just money. And it sounds so good when it pops. And then you have the ergos. Just a really good handle design. And that choil is perfect for my hand. This knife literally melts into my hand. It is amazing in terms of ergonomics. This is the best $40 knife I've ever seen. I think it was $30 for a little bit. Maybe it was normally 50 and it was 40, or I think it was 40, but it's 30. I don't know. But either way, $30 or $40. It's the best knife in that price point I've ever seen. I mean, at that price point, you're talking about knives like this. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. When you're talking about knives like this on Amazon, right? Lothar knives in D2, super thin with this fake carbon fiber. I believe that I said this was the best $30 knife you could get. Well, if this thing was $30 for a day there, let's look it up right now so I'm not just bullshitting. Vased acorn. Okay, it's $49 right now. 20% coupon applied to one item per order at checkout. Let's just see. Add to cart. Go to cart. Proceed to checkout. That son of a bitch. $9.80 off. 41. All right, I want to show you my address. 41.55. So sorry, I think it was $50, but it is $10 off. So you get it for $40. So this knife is like $30. So for $10 more, you can get this. Are you kidding me? This knife is 100 times better than this knife. I've had like 3 of these come through because the one I got was effed up, so they sent me a new one, and because the company was actually sending them to me to review, but they were sending them from Amazon, which is probably why some companies don't do that, because you never know what you're going to get, right? But I mean, look at this. Flat slab. I mean, this is not a bad $30 knife. I raved about it. But this? For $40? I mean, you got to be kidding me, guys. That's, I mean, we were charging for the Divo Pony Stout we did in 14C in micarta. We were charging $75. We had to. I mean, that was, you know, we paid QSP to make them, and then we had to sell them. We obviously allowed coupons, so it was like $70 or whatever, $67. You could have got this. You can get this right at the time I'm filming this for $40. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, this knife is fantastic. Vased acorn. Shout out to Vased. They did send me this. So take that for whatever it's worth. But that usually doesn't, I mean, it doesn't affect me ever, actually. But you gotta, you know, I gotta tell you, I love the little jimping or scalloping here on the liner. Man, this knife is so good for $40, man. This could easily be a $60, $70 knife, and I don't think anybody would have questioned it. But they did it for $40. So props to them, right? There you go. That's the acorn. Love it. Next one from Kizer. This is a new version of the amicus. This is it was their first knife in their laconic series, I believe. And so they changed it up. They were G10, black G10, and then they were 9CR blades, right? And I don't know if they got pushback on the 9CR. So what they did was, they did a little switcheroony on you. They cheapened up on the handle material, and they went up a notch on the blade. So you have Nitro V instead of 9CR, even though some people hate it and would argue 9CR is better. And they went polymer on the handle instead of G10. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big FRN guy, but this shit looks cool, man. It's like orangish pink. It's really cool looking. Reminds me of this cup my daughter has. She has this set of Disney princess cups. So she has like Ariel, Moana, Cinderella and like one other one, Jasmine, I think, whatever. Or Beauty and the Beast, what's her name? Belle. And the one for Moana is like this orangey pink. And it's hard to tell if it's pink or orange. My daughter's always like, that's not whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's orange. Like, I don't know. Anyway, it's that color. And I really like this knife. I've always liked the amicus. You can go back and watch my video on that Laconic series when it launched. It's just a good button lock flipper. I'm not a big button lock guy, but they really got this down, right? Like this knife and the Brat, which was their integral out of G10, which would be interesting to see that. Like an integral and FRN would be wild. But yeah, they really just have the action down on those two knives specifically for me. So I really like this amicus. It's a solid little knife. It's, you know, what is it? $40 or something. Like, it's really affordable and it's fun and fidgety and it cuts stuff. So I don't know what else you want, right? Reversible clip is nice. Faux inlay. I really like how they're writing Kizer out in that font. That looks really nice to me. So that's the amicus from Kizer. And speaking of them, they also sent this guy. This is the see-through drop bear. Somebody was calling it the clear bear, which, I don't know, that doesn't really ring to me, but it is clear. I forget what they're calling this material, but I believe some people call it Lexan. You know how Ultim became popular? Well, this is like the clear Ultim. You know, it's not the same material, but it's like that kind of fad type thing. It's called, this is a concept, so it's not called that. Oh, right, I was looking for the fancy boxes. This is in their Vanguard series. Just give me a second here. That's the Amicus Azo design, by the way. So there you go. Pause and read if you want the info on that. This one they're calling PMMA. PMMA. Also an Azo design. Now, it's like $70, guys. So for $70, I totally think this is cool. You know, I thought maybe they were trying to sell this for like 120 or something more. But no, they went Nitro V and they went $70. You know, I think that's fine. For people who like this kind of stuff, not me. It's not my style. I don't like seeing the springs and everything. There's one knife from, this is the Countycom Vased collaboration mini nightshade, which is coming out real soon if it's not out already. I think it was like June 6th or something. Check that video out. I'll try to link it along the way here somewhere. I love this knife. They just really killed it with this one. And, you know, I don't love that see-through stuff, the Ultim, whatever. But this one, I really do like it on. So, yes, there's exceptions for me, too. But, I don't know. The clear one's kind of interesting. I'm curious. I'd be curious to see it on maybe a knife without the springs and everything. Something a little bit, you know, I don't know. I'd like to see it on, like, something with like a cleaner look, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's weird to think, but yeah, I mean, the action's good. It's a freaking drop bear, right? So yeah, cool knife. And that is the PMMA drop bear. Okay. I think I have one more. I do. No, I have two more. This one's awesome too. This one's a concept, guys. This is a DOCK design. So he's the guy, Doc, I think. I don't know how you say it, if you say Doc or just DOCK. He's the guy that designed the Kizer October. And there's just something about this knife design that I really like. I don't know what it is. But it's got a flipper tab only. So there's a catch for some of you guys who hate that. Can't flick it, none of that. Sure, you could put some studs on here if you really wanted to. It's a really clean design. Like, look at how the lines all match up. It's just, it's really nice. It's got this faux inlay, and it's got a shred carbon fiber on the show side, and then a black wash titanium on the lock side, bronze accents, and the action is just butter, dude. Look at that. Smooth as hell. Good clip, good retention. Left-handed, works just fine. Flipper tab has interesting jimping, very minimal, and it works. You know, I will miss it occasionally. It's kind of a push switch, so I'll kind of push and pull at the same time. And it's just really fun to deploy. The detent's really good. Look at that. Ergos. You can hold it back here. I tend to just go right to this grip. Choke up like that. It's basically a flipper choil. And then you have this little poon spoon right here. Boom, you're locked in. Nice sheep's footy style blade. Utility cuts, right? Decent size length. Flat blade. Would have been nice with a hollow grind, but what are you going to do? Great action. It's just such a fun knife. Look at this thing. I just think it's sexy. Bronze hardware. I like how the clip is kind of like off to the side here. No spacer or back spacer. You just have standoffs. What do you guys think of this one? You have the pivot collar, pivot look. They're matching, but it's pretty cool. S35 and twill carbon or whatever they call it. Very lightweight. I mean, the weight on it is really good. Yeah, this might be my favorite concept this year. They've had a sneaky year, haven't they? They've had a sneaky year. What was that other one I really liked? Was it the Tarraco or I forget. There was a couple that I really liked. They're working with a lot of really popular makers, really good makers, and just really cool stuff coming out of concept. Gotta give them credit. I really like this knife. I'll be honest, I didn't even tell you. I did tell you the name, Prometheus. Sorry. I didn't remember it for a second there. I do wish that concept would get away from two things. I wish they would get away from T6s on everything. It's always T6s on everything but the pivot. And then I wish they would start doing belt satins because it would just really set their shit off, wouldn't it? I honestly have come back around on the S35, right? I think a lot of people were hating on Concept and Kizer because their premium stuff was titanium or carbon and S35, but they're selling them for $160. And everybody else was doing 20 CV in titanium and selling them for $300. I'd rather have the S35, even though I don't love S35. I'd rather have it than the M390. But for some reason in our heads, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, this is the Prometheus. Very, very good knife from Concept. Shout out to them. I'll put a link down below to all of these. I have links. One more. Let's do one more. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So, this is a weird one. Kershaw sent me this. So, I think this releases like tomorrow, this will post later probably. This is the Kershaw, I forget the name, and I threw away the paper, sorry. I should look that up probably. But, yeah, they sent me this, which is kind of funny because I don't drink. I quit drinking like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe even more at this point. I don't remember. Hold on, let me see if it's in here. The Craze, it says. The Craze. And you know what? You know what's funny about this knife to me? It's the first knife in probably 2 years, maybe more, that has come across my table in 8CR 13 MOV. I thought HCR 13 MOV was out of business. Actually, if you guys know my boy Ray over at Everyday City Carry, shout out to HCR 13 MOV. If I could edit, I would have him run across the screen. God damn, I love those videos. Shout out to Ray. Go check out Everyday City Carry. Anyway, this thing actually has good action, which is funny. It fires really well. The spring in here is really good. You guys know I hate spring locks, which is kind of funny because the contact I have at Kershaw, he said, I thought this would be up your alley. I hate spring locks. I don't like FRN, and I don't drink. The sheep's foot, though. It's got a hollow grind, which is nice. I really wish they would have, like, even D2, to be honest. I hate D2, but even D2 instead of HCR. Can't believe I didn't even know it still existed. Thin grind, thin blade stock, sorry. It looks like a really good cutter. I haven't used it. It's sharp as hell. Honestly, this is like one of those that would, I think, replace the, what was the one they had forever that sold really well for them? What was that knife? You guys know. Put it in the description. It had a bottle opener on it. I think it maybe even had like a bit driver too or something. Or they had a version with a bit driver. That was like the EDC knife for people who didn't really know knives. They would buy it because it had the bottle opener and it would do multiple things and it had a blade. So this is kind of like the new version of that. But I got, from being honest, it's got a really good blade on it. The action's actually good. I mean, it swings really well. And that spring, I mean, it pops. It's a good lock for this setup, I think. The ergos are okay, right? Good news is I don't feel that bottle opener. It's surprising. But a pinch grip or this kind of grip, really good. And that's what you're going to use it for. This is a little bottle opener, right? Was it called the Cinder? I think that was a different one. But anyway, bottle opener or package opener, right? It's going to do that kind of stuff. And then swing it down. Crack a brewski. Yeah. I think it's half decent, actually. I don't know the price or anything. So if it's, if this thing is $30 or less, great. I'd start questioning it over $30 just because HCR. I honestly, I never thought I'd see it again. So maybe they had a stockpile they had to get rid of, or maybe they still use a lot of it in like prepackaged knives for stores, like Dick's and Walmart and stuff. Maybe they still use a lot of HCR. I don't know. I just haven't seen those knives, right? But yeah. Not bad, really, not bad. Just not for me, and price dependent, right? So that's it, guys. You have the Kershaw. What did I call it? The Craze, I think. You have the Concept Prometheus, absolute banger in my opinion. You have the Drop Bear in PMMA, and you have the Amicus in FRN and Nitro V, and then you have the Vased Acorn. I would say out of these two, or out of these, what is it, 5 knives, these two really stand out to me. These two would be my winners, if there were winners. I really love the Amicus. Probably be the top in fidget category. It's just a fun one. I actually like the FRN, to be honest. I'd take it or leave it on this. I really just, the scales, I don't know. And then this one's just, this is like a frat boy knife or something. A 17-year-old has, this is in his pocket kind of thing. Because I had one when I was 17. So, there you go, guys. Let me know what you think of these 5. I'll put links down below to all of them. I don't know if I'll find this one to link, but it should be released, and I'll do what I can. If you use the links, it does help the channel. I don't have discounts for any of these, I don't think, so I apologize. You can get that 20% off on Amazon currently. And that's it, guys. I'm losing my voice. I love you. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.